All right, guys, Trevor Thompson, TNT Pressure Cleaning Dynamite Service with explosive results. I want to show you what the inside of this 20-volt backpack sprayer looks like and how to properly clean it. So what I'm going to do is, you can see the SX5000. We used about 2.5 to 3 gallons. What you're looking at here is a inline filter. Now, that filter can turn counterclockwise, come out, and be cleaned. There are Viton seals in there, and there is a proper way to clean these sprayers. And I don't know how many of you guys are using sodium hydroxide, 99.9% lye, but you can make a mix with hot water or warm water. Let that set, that'll eat up the gumminess, and then flush it out. I highly suggest using a butyl, a type of a degreaser, that will then flush it out thoroughly, and then we'll do a rinse with like a soap. So any type of a detergent soap, Dawn, Blue Dawn will work. And that way you are, not allowing that sealer to clog up, sets, and basically your hole will go from here to here to here to here to finally nothing. So it's really important to keep those things clean. Come take a look at this job. Now what I want to do is I want to grab this backpack sprayer real quick, because I want to put my basket on there, and then I want to put also my top on there, because we just had some tree work done the other day and we don't want any leaves or anything like that coming on in here. So we're just gonna, this is the basket that I'm talking about, so we want to put that in there, and then we want to put this little top on there like that so we don't get any leaves in there. Wipe my hands off, and I'm going to turn you guys around really quickly and let you see. First I'm going to have to take a look at my shoes. Now when you're doing these jobs, make sure if you have travertine outside the cage, you're sealing that as well. So shoes look pretty clean. Take another look here. Yep, there we go. And what I'm gonna do is, I don't wanna step on my brand new, freshly done sealer. So I'm gonna let you take a peek through there like that, and then we'll go to the other side so you can kind of see. You can see that sealer all along there? Looks nice, right? All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna walk you to this other side here, because I think that it will be much easier for me to reach in here and open this door without destroying what we've worked so hard to accomplish. So you can see the sealer here, how gorgeous that is. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. Remember guys, this is not a color enhancing sealer. This is a clear matte finish. So this will be a bulletproof waterproofer. You can come out here and take a glass of water and chuck it on there, and you will watch it beat up. Try to open this door a little bit better here for everybody, and wipe my fingers off. That way we can kind of zoom in and you guys can see how gorgeous. Make sure you get that coping done. You can see how really nice that looks. That travertine was aged and really showing its age, and we really brought it back to life. So, it looked kind of like UV damaged, etc., etc. Let's get another view of that for you guys so you can see how beautiful that came out. Pretty nice, huh? Now that is in the process of drying. Once again, it'll be dry in 3 hours. So you can see those edges already starting to dry. Everything else is wet, and obviously everyone knows everything looks so much better when it's wet. If you guys were to spill something on this, you can wipe it up right away. If you have any pool furniture, like they have a lot of this stuff like this, you can see the rust on the bottom of that. That's gonna kill your pool deck. Any of your older furniture, potted plants, things like that, that are steel. Even if your chairs have little metal nodules on the bottom, you'll leave little round circles. Of rust. So, and depending on the irrigation, how hard your water is, how much rust, iron, and sulfur elements are building up in there, will also dictate, screen damage, deck damage, the whole 9 yards. So But this came out really, really good, you know, for the age that it is. I know their screens, their whole enclosure could be done, but they hired me specifically just to do this. And let's peek in there again. This is through the screens. Of course, the screens are dirty. I just don't want to step on this. You can see that my edge work is starting to dry here, and I don't want to compromise the integrity of that sealer. But really, really nice. Super pleased. Now let's clean out the 20 volt and be on our way. Thanks for watching. Really easy stuff, and this backpack sprayer really makes quick work. Now, you don't have to get this one. There's plenty of 20 volt lithium ion batteries, you know, that you can use. You can use a pump up sprayer, but a pump up sprayer, you have to stop, you know, what you're doing. With this, because of that red tip on the end, I'll point that out to you again, guys, because of that high volume red tip, I can really cut my edges. So I can really get a fine, you know, I can really, without having to get any slop on the walls, on the, you know, pool frame, on the screens, I can really paint a good, you know, coating down without being sloppy. And it's a continuous spray. So there's no drips, there's no anything. Carry a rag with you. Make sure you always have a rag. There it is. Carry a rag with you, and you know, that is the finished product. Those are the things we use, or I am using. Many guys use all kinds of different gadgets out there. This is a relatively affordable way to do a professional job, and then upgrade as you go, you know, as you can afford different stuff and try different stuff, and you know, whatever works for you, fantastic. And this will be, I do this all the time, and man, these people are so, they come out and they say, in the winter, I had a customer that said, oh, I dropped a bunch of, we came out, we were having a hot chocolate and we were doing s'mores and that kind of thing, and the kids dumped over hot chocolate, and she literally said, she took a rag and just wiped the hot chocolate up. You know what I mean? It did not even penetrate into the stone. Another customer had dropped some wine, dumped a whole thing of cheese over and wine, and she said it was just effortless to clean up. So I do this quite frequently. It does require, unlike a top coat and a flood coat, it does require 2 coats, and they can be done back to back. So, and there is no rolling. Of course, you're welcome to roll it. There's so many different ways to do these things, but I spray it on, I leave it on, I let it set. I do 2 coats. I'm gonna do sort of a heavy coat in the beginning, but I'm never gonna let it pool up. I'm never gonna let it drain. I'm never gonna, you know, see, because it'll dry cloudy and milky. So you really want it to dry perfect to the stone to protect the stone. And then the second coat is a little bit lighter of a coat, but make sure you're taking your time. Do not apply too much of this product. You will screw up royally. So you do have to kind of know what you're doing. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to let me know. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have, or possibly run it by a group of business professionals who may better be able to answer the question for you. Take care, guys. Have a great day.